All right, I want to go over that article that came out this past Thursday, May 15th on ESPN, because it's talking about Seth Wickersham's newest book that's coming out later this year, American Kings, a biography of the quarterback. And it's addressing how Caleb Williams didn't want to go play for the Chicago Bears. There's actually a section in this article that talks about how the Williams family thought, hey, maybe Caleb should go play in the UFL after the spring season, become an undrafted free agent, and you can pick whatever team you would like to go to and play there just to get away from the Bears. But I don't necessarily want to address all that about Caleb Williams not wanting to play in Chicago. Here's what I want to go ahead and address because this really stood out to me as a former coach. It says in this paragraph, at times, Williams said he would watch film alone with no instruction or guidance from the coaches. No one tells me what to watch, Caleb Williams told his dad. I just turn it on. Now, as a former coach, this really stood out to me because it's shocking that you would have this player, he's your number one draft pick, he's coming into your organization, and no coaches are actually sitting down with him? Is that what I'm understanding? Am I understanding it wrong that coaches aren't sitting with him and going over film? Or are they just going over it when they're addressing the film from practice and the game film, but then on his own, they're not giving him any guidance? They're not saying, hey, we're installing our passing game on 3rd and 10. Here's what they do. Take a look at what they do against our spread formations, how they line up. Take a look at what the linebackers are doing. Watch the coverage drops. Watch the rotations of the safeties. They're not telling him any of that and preparing him in terms of, hey, this is what you should be looking when you're watching film on your own, because that's a pretty damning statement. And you've heard it come out from other guys talking about other players that have been number one draft picks that they weren't getting that type of help. You're telling me that the offensive coordinator, the quarterback coach, the passing game coordinator, nobody is talking to this kid, giving him, hey, this is what we need you to be looking at, especially when he's getting a new offense. And look, Caleb probably should have been learning how to watch film on his own. I know that in college, it's a lot more up tempo and things like that. They have less time, but I would think that his college coaches would have also been saying, hey, Lincoln Riley would have been saying, hey, this is what you need to be looking at when you're watching film on his own. So it just kind of is an indictment of that organization of the Bears. It's an indictment because when you're hearing about other guys who didn't get that kind of help from their coaches, you can see why they struggled until they got coaches in there or coaches around them that were like, hey, this is what you should be looking at. Hey, we're installing our 3rd and short package. We're going to be running it out of a lot of 21 personnel. Hey, be aware, how do they match up with our 21 personnel on 3rd and short? All right, we're between the numbers. We're between the 20 and the 20. We're between the 40 going in to the 20 going in, the red zone. Here's how they align on this. Here's how they're aligning to that. Be prepared. None of this is being given. And I just can't imagine that. It's damning of these coaches. And I don't know what else to say. It's a wild story because to me, that just, as a former coach, I just can't imagine that happening. So if true, wow, it's craziness. Anyway, just thought I'd give you my own thoughts on that. Coaches, they do have a part to play. I know a lot of people, it's always Jimmy's and Joe's. They got to make the plays, but coaches also got to prepare those guys. And that's what coaching is. It's, hey, we need you to be ready with this. We need you to be ready with that. Let's go over it. If you have questions, come talk to me. And the fact that apparently not even his position coach was doing that last year, that's not a good look for you as a coach. And that coming out is not a good look for anybody involved on that offense. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you've read the article. I'll link it down below what your thoughts are while reading the article. Again, partly the coaches. I also think that as you're watching film with your coaches, you should be able to pick up kind of what you should be looking at as well. But that's just me. We'll see you next time, though. Have a good one. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future breakdown videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day.